Hello, everyone. It's Cheryl Millett live at 5 Mondays on Facebook. It's always fun to come on and share what's kind of come into my world this past week. And it's not just what comes into my world, it's what's coming into other people's worlds out there. I wanted to start off mentioning about symptoms. Symptoms are Wow, symptoms come in so many different things, right? I mean, we think of pain as a symptom, headache as a symptom. We think of bloating as a symptom. We think, in some ways, I'm going to say cancer is a symptom and diabetes is a symptom. So quite often what we're feeling or having the experiences, the symptoms of diabetes are such a variety of them, and cancer too. But in some ways, in learning about the root cause of disease through people from like 100 years ago and the last, but a while ago, these medical doctors, there's underlying things to those causes to them. And I've been saying to people about this cannabis thing, we're not cannabis deficient. We're not, if you're lacking energy and you need coffee to get you going in the morning, well, you're not caffeine deficient, really. There's other things. But back to symptoms. Symptoms, again, come in so many different things. And sometimes you get the symptom and you're trying to work with that symptom the best you can. And at other times, we are led to believe that the symptoms are never going to go away. They're there, and you've got to learn to live with them. And there's one thing I wanted to bring up today as more an example, but also something I have worked with for probably like 20 years. And this is not to wear glasses, right? So no glasses for seeing distance, no glasses for reading. However, I do have a pair of glasses, just in case those business cards are too small. But I want to show you something. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these. I'll put these on. If anybody knows what these are, just put them in the comments. But these here are pinhole glasses. And these pinhole glasses help strengthen the muscles in the eyes so you can read without glasses. So somebody had them on today. I usually just wear them 20 minutes, half an hour sometimes reading my book. You wouldn't want to drive with them. And I don't know if you can see the little holes. I'm going to hold it up a little bit. Yes, you can. There we go. So you can see these little pinholes. And by wearing these and reading, you're actually retraining the eye. So it's not as lazy or as flabby. We think of our own muscles and you got flabby muscles, but this is kind of what's happening in the eye. Now, in some cases, we have to be aware of overstraining our eyes, of course, and overusing, but these pinhole glasses, unless you have a stigma or something, which I'm going to get to that in a second, these will allow you to read. If you're ever in a pinch and you can't read something, just make a little pinhole with your hand and look through it, and you will be able to read. How silly is that? I'm going to say my fascination with eyes, Shadow. My fascination with eyes is that, or eyesight. Okay, no more barking. Is that I was told over the years that I would eventually need reading glasses, and even when I was trying to drive. And the eye doctor, because you just went every so often, had said, well, let's just give you some glasses. Well, I couldn't wear those glasses. They put pressure here, whatever little pressure they put there, and I could feel it pulling, and I just didn't like it. So I never really wore them, even though people would say to me, my sister, wear them, you're meant to wear them. But I just couldn't. And something intuitively said, well, if I keep wearing them, does that mean I'm going to have to keep wearing them? And when I did wear them at times, I took them off, there was like this adjustment that needed to happen with the eyes. But here, I want to take this all to another level here. Over the years, 20, 30 years that I've been going, yeah, I don't need to wear glasses, I'll eat properly and so forth. And I'll, that whole 40 must need to wear glasses, that kind of thing. I remember an eye doctor telling me that at a party. And what I did at that time was say in my mind, well, I'm going to learn as much as I can. Maybe there are options. And I'm just going to bring this up here. This was something I purchased online. And I've helped people with this. So we've just kind of done consultations just on this because they had issues with their eyes. And one, they didn't want to get operations. Two, things weren't kind of working out with the eyeglasses. But back to the pinhole glasses. If you use them, you can actually retrain your eyes much so that your number in your eyeglasses will come down. Now, these are from eyeglass, these are from eye doctors who are saying that you're being fed all this information that you're going to have to wear glasses, and when you wear glasses, they're not perfect and then they start, screwing around with your eyesight, and then you need these stronger ones all the time. But here's specific eye problems that you can work with. So where we thought, never could do anything, need to have glasses. Yeah, there's a nutritional thing there too as well. Eye floaters. Like I even know with the seal oil, there had been numerous people that had eye floaters and then they went away. But these are exercises for cataract, macular degeneration, glaucoma, and then of course lazy eye and cross eyes, astigmatism, myopia, which is nearsightedness, and farsightedness, and a few other ones here. So in a lot of ways, they've known this. Eye doctors have known this for decades, that there can be exercises that you can use that will strengthen your eyes, that will reverse the conditions you have. So today I definitely wanted to cover that off because I don't think a lot of people out there for a number of conditions, they think that's it. And I value my eyes, and I appreciate those people that have blindness and they can't see, and how they work with that. In that situation, and they're awesome people. But yeah, so that's the pinhole glasses. I'm just going to show you these once more. Lots of pinholes in there, and you just buy them. I think they're under $40 to tell you the truth. I've had my pair for I don't know, I'm thinking 10 years, something like that. So they last for a long time. And make a great gifts if you know anybody. But if you have a stigma, the one thing that's necessary is to try and see if they work for you, because for some apparently they don't. But it's instant. It's instant, where you couldn't read this close. As soon as you put the glasses on, you can read this close. But the other thing again is eye strain, and we should always make sure, I think, that you have bright light. The best reading conditions is to actually read by the daylight. That's the best conditions. Hello, everyone. That's amazing. You'll notice the difference, be it a lamp and sitting by a window and reading, or sun. Direct sun kind of makes the pages very bright and white, and it's like, whoa. So that's about eyesight. But so nutrients, yes, but also exercises. And miracles can happen. Believe you me, they can. And I'm happy to talk to more people about it and have assisted people with that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, I'm finally finished my book, All Guts, All Glory. But it's not finished. It was just the bones are done, and I'm just kind of casually reading through it to tighten up things, see if, it's like 2.5 years ago that I started the book. And All Guts, All Glory is featuring the digestive system, starring the nervous system. And it is clear, even if people are just learning it now, that the gut there's something going on there every time. It's dysfunctioning every time. And this is, if you think of Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine, both also talk to this as well. When your skin, something's going on with your skin, there's definitely something that comes from the gut first and then comes out to the skin. So the gut, even with my own studies, it was very easy to see that the protocol was mostly around digestion all the time. And there's numerous things to help with digestion. Aloe vera is great. Celery is great. It's a certain sodium that your lining needs and can use. Lots of benefits from sodium. I mean, they say, yeah, low calories. What is there? No. Celery is an amazing food, and especially for your stomach. So whether you juice it or whether you eat a lot of it, it's very soothing for the digestive system and good for the body. Lots of magnesium. So magnesium would help you relax, which is very, very good for you. So lots of that information in the book entire. So I'm very excited, but the next step is the publishing, and I've made some headway there. If you know any literary agents, again, this is around health, but I have talked about different aspects in there as well, wrote some poetry. I've had lots of fun with it. The other thing that I want to kind of bring in today was about moving. You know how they say the new sitting is smoking? And I'm going to say you don't even want to stand for any length of time. And they do have these, treadmill desks now, which I hear are working great, stand-up desks. So this kind of variety of moving is great. But I want to point out that our spine, and be, our neck, turning, and then the body, and there's the yoga and the Tai Chi, but there's also some other moves that one could learn. Either one of them I learned because of the research for the book, and he had this whole set of tension exercises that you just do you just need your bed, basically. And then the other one, which I've been doing for several years, is Widen. Again, very simple moves, 20 minutes, 19 moves. There's not much on the web. I actually got the DVD and learned it and memorized it and been doing it and teaching it. And not a lot of teaching, but just bringing different moves in. And the past June Ireland trip, I did it a number of the mornings there. But again, it just, our spine is not meant to be so rigid. If we think about all the joints that we have in our body, it wouldn't be just as, so whether you're standing and you're here, or whether you're sitting and you're here, and yes, you might be moving in one direction, but the idea is to move the spine, have the flexibility, and, and the head, and there's some tension ones. So I created a program, unfortunately it's just here, I've kind of tried to just do it in Toronto, called Move Well. And it's learning the Widen the one time, because there's 2 sessions. I did it so people could practice and come back. But if you're doing yoga, if you're doing anything, or you decide you want to do something, I know those programs kind of go out and about, but programs that you can do just first thing in the morning, 20 minutes, the tension one is 40 minutes. The medical doctor claims that by doing the exercises that you would open up, yes, all the spine and straighten and motility, but you would actually absorb any hardening or crystallize. So calcification is an issue, a big issue, and I've heard this from doctors, and it can happen anywhere in the body. It can happen between your joints, and then that just makes things stiffer. So even when I was doing exercises with my neck, I could hear kind of almost like a sandy kind of sound. Maybe I could just hear it myself with it, or I could feel it. And this stuff's supposed to absorb back into the body as you continue to move, and your spine that way. So that's kind of interesting, because that is one issue with being acidic and nutritional deficiencies and toxemia, or toxins that will kind of just build up in your spine, your bones, your tissues, and so forth. That's what I just wanted to talk about today, that way that we are able to move well, and this is a daily practice, something that kind of just gets you moving your spine. And then symptoms. I mean, symptoms will be noticeable in many different ways, and to get to ask yourself, what is the root cause, as opposed to just going towards popping pills. Maybe you pop pills initially, but what's the root cause? That's going to be the most important part. And I'll talk about that probably just one live at 5. I could talk about that forever. And then eyesight, just to be aware that we can do so much for healing our eyesight, reversing the various conditions that we've been told that we can't, and that we might need to have, operations, and that you're stuck with your glasses. And then, I mean, my husband has had his eye surgery, the corrective eye surgery, as many people do. Great, you have your eyesight. But what I'm learning is that when you get that done, you now have issues with night driving is not so pleasant. And then, of course, having to have it, I guess, at times it kind of wears off. I'm not sure if that's, maybe things go back to another way and then they have to get it redone. But even my husband being on seal oil now, I think he's going on, 25 years or so without having to get it done. So that's very important. Of course, the seal oil has been shown to grow back nerves, nerves in the eyes. If we're talking about eyesight, this is with type 1 diabetics are susceptible to neuropathy. And of course, the insulin would be drugs and toxicity, and of course, to manage it. But they'll measure the neuropathy in the nerves in there. And in the research published just over 2 years ago, 29% on average nerve growth. And those who were, how can I say it, were in, had more degeneration, I guess you could say, in the higher risk, and they actually grew back, I think it's over 60%, nerve growth in the eye. And when I'm talking about nerve growth, as the nerve shrinks, there's blindness. That's, type 1 diabetes or diabetes in general. Neuropathy can lead to blindness. But hey, I'd like everybody to have better eyesight and longer and into whatever age, right? Whatever to age. So that's possible. That's all I want to say. It's possible. You can ask questions. You can give me a call and explore it with you and so forth. But have a great day. So yes, eyesight, symptoms, looking for the cause, and then movements of some sort where you are twisting the spine and all the way from, from the neck and there, and then even this way, right, where you're doing that way. You won't be doing any, what do they call, bridges, so to speak. But anyway, I wish you a wonderful evening. Again, it's Cheryl Millett, live at 5, Mondays on Facebook. I'm happy just to share anything healthy that I think will help people learn about health, learn about possibilities, and have a healthier life in general. And yeah, share to people the possibilities, because that's a lot of fun. Anyway, take care, everyone. I'm going to thank you for coming on. Have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.